Hey, greetings everyone. It's the Tuesday evening edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. We are going to look at the short range, the long range, all the good stuff as usual. And just like last night, I thought I would start with a time-lapse video today showing how things progress. This is from our weather camera at the traffic circle in Columbiana, already decked out for the holiday season. Put this in motion, and the camera was moved over a little earlier today, but then it moved back to its original position. Got some sunshine working in for a lot of the morning and the midday, and then we did tend to cloud things up a little bit in the afternoon, but it still, overall, was a nice day today with overachieving temperatures. You know, our forecast was for 40 today. We outdid that by 6 degrees. We're not happy about the forecast bust, but we were happy about it being a pretty nice day overall, of course, and the warm-up is going to continue. This evening at 7:51 p.m., it's cooling down quickly. A clear sky overhead, a nearly full moon, big and bright out there, 35 in Youngstown, 39 Pittsburgh, and in Cleveland this evening. Pretty cold weather up in New England and into Canada. In the meantime, warmth is starting to build out across the Plain States, and that is what's going to come east as we go through the next couple of days. So, this graphic will show how things will progress into tomorrow. I think tonight we're going to cool down into the upper 20s pretty easily by midnight. A lot of us wake up tomorrow morning in the 20s. And then as we go through the rest of our Wednesday, bright and sunny, and by 8 a.m. we're in the mid-30s on our way to the 50s by the afternoon. Already by 10 a.m. we're climbing through the 40s on Wednesday. Warm fronts pushing through tonight into tomorrow, and that will help us get our temperatures well above average. Also, again, plenty of sunshine tomorrow. Great day for holiday travel across much of the country. This next front is going to be slowing down, and that's going to really, pay dividends for us as we go through Thanksgiving. So Thursday morning at about 6 a.m., we still have a mostly clear sky. Clouds will roll in at times Thursday. It'll be a cloudier day compared to Wednesday, but still a nice day overall. The rain's going to hold off until Friday, and it's probably Friday afternoon. This is the RPM model here. Friday morning at 10, showing the rain kind of knocking on our door. I think this is probably a little fast. Suspect most of the rain is after about 12 or 1 p.m. on Friday. Now, as far as the longer range is concerned, some interesting changes to our outlook here as we go through time. Going to start things out on Friday. Of course, showers pushing through with our cold front on Friday. Now, the models are all in agreement that by Saturday we will be drying out, but it's interesting to see what happens with the cloud cover. Here's the GFS showing clouds sticking around for at least a good chunk of Saturday. Here's 11 a.m., and by the afternoon, we're still, fairly cloudy. The European model would have you believe that the clouds actually hang around for a lot of the day as well. So we might have to trend Saturday to be a little more pessimistic. And speaking of pessimistic, if you watched this video last night, I showed you that on Sunday, the GFS brought in rain while the European was dry. Now the European has actually come around to the GFS idea, bringing in some rain by Sunday as low pressure scoots across the lower Ohio Valley, that low pressure zone right in through here, spreading moisture up into the region. And this is another very busy travel day on Sunday. And wet weather will impact parts of the Ohio Valley down into the deep south. But thankfully, there's no big snowstorms in the east. There's not going to be any sort of severe weather or anything like that. But no matter which model you look at now, Sunday is shaping up to be a rainier day than we thought yesterday. And then as we go into next week, good news, bad news situation. Since this old front's going to kind of get hung up, it's not going to allow a lot of cold air to come driving south. It looks like next week would start pretty chilly. It's going to be warmer now, but it's also probably going to be wetter. So here's clouds and maybe a shower Monday. Here's the GFS on Tuesday showing low pressure up across the upper Midwest. A band of showers pushing through. And the European model right here has kind of a similar idea with the low moving through the Great Lakes and some showery weather for next Tuesday. And then we would cool down behind that for at least a couple of days during the second half of next week. So rain totals are going to be pretty impressive, we think, across the middle of the country through early next week. These are the totals through Monday morning. Some parts of the southern plains, Red River Valley, someone's going to get 5, 6, 7 inches of rain probably down there. Our amounts are likely to be much more modest up here with our rain events on Friday and then heading into Sunday and Monday. If you look at the legend up there at the top, we're probably half an inch or less in total, maybe a little more than that depending on what happens on Sunday and a Monday. If it ends up being rainier than it looks right now, then these amounts can be a little higher, but Still, we're not looking at any sort of deluge like they're looking at down in the south. A lot of snow in the west. Ski resorts are loving this. Tons and tons of snow. Colorado Rockies, into the Wasatch Range in Utah, the Sierras in California, up into the Bitterroot Range in Montana and Wyoming. Just a plethora of snow coming for the next several days. And, when the west is cold and snowy, oftentimes the east is warmer than average, and so that's certainly going to work out for the next few days. Some changes to the overall ideas in the longer range here. I've been talking about how December is going to be a mild month compared to the averages, but it may start out chilly. But now, with next week's cool weather looking less and less impressive with each passing day, here's this is the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day outlook. So this would take us from the very last day of November through the 4th of December, and it actually now shows above average temperatures across the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley. Previous outlooks had a nice big pool of cool air around this region for this same time period. So they've changed their tune a little on this, with the cold centered more out across the middle of the country. And actually, a little bit of a classic El Nino look to this map in the 6 to 10 day outlook. Here's the climate forecast system model, computer model, for the 10-day period from the 29th through December 9th, showing kind of a similar idea. Cold air out here, tons of warmth in Canada, and kind of warm across the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley. So, I've been preaching that early December might be the coldest part of the whole month compared to averages, but now it doesn't look that cold. So stay tuned on this to see if we see any more shenanigans with the computer model's ideas. But I do kind of suspect that next week and the start of December, overall now, is not going to be quite as chilly. We're still very much on track for a warm December compared to the averages. Well, thank you for watching the Tuesday Night Weather for Weather Geeks. More weather action coming up tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock. And if you're up early tomorrow, be sure and check in with Jess first thing in the morning on WFMJ Today. Have a great night.